Hey, guys.
So what did we decide this thing was? A marble?
Brownie cookie.
Brownie cookie. I think
Pretty good.
I think we could just do, I asked you this about 2 years ago. I think we could just do a whole show where we just eat brownies.
Hey, where's my brownie?
I took too big of a bite. It's going to be a problem. That Brooklyn style was a new addition, Tim. I like that.
You like that little wrinkle?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Was that your idea?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite types of pizza, not just at Domino's, but like I've been walking around like New York City at times just hunting for a place with good cheese pizza.
No, he hasn't. I have. Do you fold?
When I've been there, I have.
Do you fold your pizza?
No.
I'll fold this Domino's slice. I did. Yeah. I did when we were eating it earlier.
I mean, like fold like the V shape, so lengthwise. No, I'll do that so that it doesn't flop over on you.
Yeah.
Like other things.
You just can't go wrong with Domino's.
Yeah.
This will make sense in about 45 minutes.
45.
There's an Adam. Oh, it's a 101.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pack to the Future. I'm your host, Ricky, a.k.a. Mr. eBay. And I'm joined by my co-host and partner in crime, Dr. Chad.
Someone called for a doctor?
How you doing, Doc?
Ready for an exciting one.
And he loves Brooklyn-style pizza, but do not fold it, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Dr. Tim.
Here we go, baby. Prepare to be underwhelmed.
Well, guys, we have a very, very special show for you guys this week. We are going to be covering all things Kaboom! Bam! Bam, bam! So, let's just dive right into it because we have so much great different things to talk about this amazing product, and we just want to bring this all to you in a timely manner. So let's talk about a little bit the history of Kaboom. And I believe that the Kaboom really started, as did all great things, with both 1990 Shaq and 1993 Super Nintendo NBA Jam.
Oh, I love the sound.
It was during this iconic basketball game that we first heard the term Kaboom! And then you move on just, I guess a couple years prior, you had the 1992 Fleer Ultra. They released their Rejector insert set. This 5-card insert set included stars David Robinson, Dikembe Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Shaquille O'Neal. They featured the iconic starburst that really does make up the Kaboom backgrounds now on the front of the cards. And on the back of the cards, they included each of the 5 senders' nicknames. For David Robinson, you get Spurred. Mutombo, Instant Defense. Mourning, the Octopus.
I don't remember that.
I don't either. Olajuwon, the Texas Tornado. And Shaquille O'Neal. Kaboom!
Now, it's interesting. We were talking about this pre-show. So the spot where this came up was simply me searching where the first part of Kaboom entering the sports card world was.
Right.
And that card popped up, but it didn't necessarily state in any of the websites that I saw that there was correlation between that and now the hit insert series that we're going to be discussing today.
Which blows me away. You cannot convince me that there is no correlation. Because I found, as we talked about off air, I found this card independent of you and had the exact same wonder. It's too coincidental.
It is. The background starburst that you mentioned, that card was on Fleer Ultra.
Yes.
Which was bought out by Upper Deck.
Okay.
Which is a separate company from Panini that makes the Kabooms.
Oh.
So I wonder if the reason that Panini has not released any statements is that they... I don't know.
They stole it. What are we scared of? Panini's not going to be around in 2 years.
That's true. Fair enough.
So it was interesting. People should go check out that Shaq card. Certainly is interesting, at least to me.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you have to believe that at least inspired the idea, if nothing else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, at minimum.
Yeah.
So that was the first time that we saw Kaboom, but the first time that these insert cards that we're going to cover today really make an appearance is a 2013 Panini Innovation. So I'm going to get you guys fired up about innovation. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm going to hit you with some stuff.
Oh, bring it.
All right. Well, first of all, that would require me to pull up one of my 87 tabs I have up on my computer. Works out great for stalling in the podcast world, and here we are.
Well, while he's filling that time, go
Yes.
get. Have you had any more of these brownies yet, Timmy?
I haven't had one. I forgot to grab one.
You did eat about half a pizza over there, though.
Yeah, no,
You
that was
Proud
good.
of you, as you should have. All right, guys. 2013-14 innovation. Should we love this product? Let me tell you the rookie class. No, let me throw this around. Can you guys tell me one of the top 5 players selected in the 2013 class?
Oh, 2000.
No, I got to tell you about after the Jazz lost Carl. Okay,
Yeah.
99-ish, 2000.
Yep.
I checked out of basketball
Yeah.
for a good decade plus.
I don't blame you.
This was my blind zone.
Number 1 overall pick, Anthony Bennett,
Who?
Oh, that was that year.
followed by Otto Porter, Cody Zeller, Alex Len,
Oof.
Nerlens Noel. That was the top 5 in the 2013 class.
Noel was supposed to be the big shot. At
Yeah,
that
he
time.
was. He was.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, innovation not looking so hot, right?
No.
Now, without telling you any more and jumping to the end, you can buy a box of this for $3,300 on Cardboard Connection to go chase those top 5 rookies.
A single box.
Single box.
That sounds not worth it.
It was so bad of a class that SI.com, writing out their draft picks right afterwards, which included Giannis Antetokounmpo, spelled his last name Adetokunbo,
Oh my
which,
God.
let me just tell you, is nowhere close to how you spell his last name.
No.
Just to further drive home the point that no one was excited about this class at the time.
Fair.
Okay. So this box, 6 cards total. $3,300.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But you get game jersey autos,
Yeah.
stained glass inserts made an appearance, and I have a Rudy Gobert, which that was his rookie year,
You do.
to show you the stained glass.
Oh, that's cool.
Innovation started.
Yep.
I mean, they've got something here, right, with the
Yeah.
stained glass.
Yeah, I
but
know. I saw that one.
also the introduction
Yeah.
of Kaboom.
Kaboom!
So, according to Panini's website, guys, they've got a little article here by someone named Tracy Hackler. Here's what they said. If you've ever wanted to know what some of your favorite NBA players would look like as comic book superheroes, well, you're not alone. In fact, it's that fantastical notion that first led Panini creative director Brandon Leslie to reach out to talented Hungarian illustrator Gyula Nemeth in effort to make a vision become trading card reality. So the result, appropriately named Kaboom! Yeah! Insert a 20-card chase in innovation.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
20-card checklist to start. Very first player they started with, and let's talk about the set checklist right now. Very first player,
Kobe?
Rajon Rondo.
What?
I mean, at the time, he was an all right player, right?
Yeah.
Alien. Yeah.
I mean,
I think
looking
Boston-
in retrospect, with this being the most iconic set of the decade,
Yeah.
we're starting with Rajon Rondo.
I think Boston Steve will take exception to that response.
Oh,
by
he
us,
will.
But
I'm certain he's going off on a rant. The rest of his family's in the other room hearing him chant, of course Rajon Rondo should be the first person in Kaboom.
now I'm going to go pack the car.
Yeah. Rondo's great. That was awful.
Ooh, that is rough. That's a rough start.
Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, but then listen to some of these other names.
Okay.
We got Dirk Nowitzki,
Okay.
A player
right.
of note.
Stephen Curry.
Hey.
Heard of that
Know
guy.
that guy.
We'll talk about that card later in the show.
Oh, yeah. His Kaboom, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James. So the set gets pretty hot after Rondo.
Yeah.
So they picked pretty well when you think about it.
And Derrick Rose. Let's toss him
Yeah.
out too.
And that was Bulls Derrick Rose.
He's making a resurgence. I mean, he's not MVP caliber Derrick Rose anymore.
Fair.
But he was
But
very,
at
very
the
good.
even at the time
He-
that
the
the card
hype was real.
made, I mean,
That was
did
a-
he win an MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of
Yeah,
the
he-
youngest.
He was a big
youngest?
deal.
One of the youngest.
No, and that is absolutely correct.
So the card set had some big-time players, brought some comic book art to it. Panini America on their website had a few quotes from the guy who drew these cards, which I thought was pretty cool. I just want to run through 2 quotes that they had from here.
Okay.
So they asked him, what do you want collectors to know about this set? And Gyula said, the big deal with Kaboom is that you can have so many photo sets in your collection, but with an illustrated card, you get something extra. If you score one of the Kaboom cards, let's say Kyrie Irving, and 10 years later, you put all your Kyrie cards on a table, the Kaboom piece will still stand out.
Great point. He's not
That's
wrong.
an interesting philosophy. Yeah.
And he's right.
That's a great vision.
Nearly a decade later, he's right.
So last month when we were at the Las Vegas card show, and how many times did you and I say to each other, oh, I know where this really cool card is, but we couldn't find it again.
Right.
Because it was so big.
Yeah.
How many times did we find the Kaboom table?
Oh, you could see it, right? I mean, you really could
Yeah.
see it out of all of those tables. So Tim, Ricky, and I went to this card show in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
You should join us next time. And sure enough, from tables away, you can see these cards. They stand out, just
There
like
was
you
this
said.
glow like out of that case, right? Like just one of those beacons straight up in
Like
the
a
sky.
lighthouse.
It really was. And I love it when people can kind of call their shot about this. So this article with this quote was 2014. And so he was predicting it, way before these cards got popular, that these cards are going to stand out.
That's awesome.
One other interesting quote that we'll put on here, he said, one little detail is that I had to come up with basketball shoe designs for every player. We could not use existing brands, so I could fool around with some color matching designs for every team.
I noticed that in researching these cards over time, that it looked like they were wearing little kind of foo-foo. It was clear that there was no design really to the shoe. It was like little,
Right.
like Zelda would wear.
Yeah, generic comic book character.
Right.
They were.
Yeah.
And I wondered about that, and that makes a lot of sense.
It does. The attention to detail is very much in the comic book style of their body and their face, too.
For
Face
sure.
very chiseled.
Yeah.
Could
Stylized,
Bounce
yeah.
a quarter right off it. I don't know what that means, but
I feel like they shaved a few lbs off LeBron.
they shaved a few lbs off everyone.
They did.
But it looked really good. So, guys, what started out with kind of a joke looking back on this with innovation, ultimately, you have stained glass cards and you've got the starter Kaboom. So,
That's pretty cool.
not bad.
No.
And I feel like our analysis was pretty good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to add about this before we move on?
Was that the advent of the stained glass? Like prior to that, there hadn't been no stained glass inserts?
Well, this is the Kaboom show.
No, I know. I was
And
just
so-
curious. I was just curious.
No, that's me making up that I don't know that answer.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Just trying to redirect you and look over here, Tim.
I mean, by far and away, people are okay about the stained glass insert, but the Kabooms have
Right.
clearly won out at this point. Like, it doesn't even come close.
You know what has sold me on the stained glass lately is, and we'll jump right back to Kaboom because I realize
No, it was totally a joke because I didn't know the answer to the stained glass.
but the stained glass mini Allen and Ginter cards that you can get out of the rip cards, and I'd gotten my Rondo Cunha Jr. Graded, and while I'm waiting to sell it, it's a cool looking card, and I've started finding Cabrera cards that I want, and those are all very low numbered, and it's given me an appreciation for the uniqueness of a stained glass card. Other than those minis and this innovation insert, I'm not aware of any other stained glass. That's not to say it doesn't exist.
Sure.
I'm sure we'll have 100 messages telling
There
us.
were
it
some
does.
in Mosaic basketball.
Yes,
released
more recently they've gone to
Yeah.
Mosaic, and those don't look as good.
No,
The-
they
the quality's not there.
really generic and boring.
I literally sat downstairs last night preparing this card to show you guys, and I'm just holding it up to the light, staring at it.
Isn't it so cool? I love holding it up to the
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
The other ones haven't been transparent, but anyway, yeah, let's refocus.
No, that's a very good question. So what started out as kind of a joke with innovation really became, I could see why this would be $3,300 a box.
Yes.
But guys, in bringing you this show, I wanted to make a point that we wanted to try a little something different just by focusing on Kaboom. So I've got something else to tell you. If you think this is it on what we're going to do for the inaugural set of Kaboom, I got a message for you.
Oh boy.
Student band or something?
Yeah, that's it. I got a student alt rock band coming on stage next. Mitch, I own 6 speaker cities. I'm worth $3.5 million that the government knows about. I got more electronics up there than a damn Kiss concert. You think I'm gonna roll out that kind of red carpet for a marching band? Just make sure you can see the stage.
So guys, we set up a little something. Tim, when you were out this week, Ricky and I, we decided we'd go above and beyond for all the Pack-A-Maniacs out there. So we want to welcome onto the show our interview that we had with Kaboom creator Gyula Nemeth.
I'm excited to hear this.
Yeah, let's go from the beginning. In 92, I went to high school, and I made friends with some people who were into exchanging cards and whatnot. And that was the first time when I saw some of these early Upper Deck and Topps NFL cards and started to basically collect. And years later, when I started to work in graphic design as a freelancer, and I did a lot of like vector illustrations. Vector style was like perfect to do sports branding. So I did a lot of sports branding for smaller teams. I posted a lot of those online, and I kind of wanted to branch out to the US. My dream was to at least design one card, like illustrate any kind of sports card.
Now tell us more about that. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this to me is fascinating. Like, as someone who collected when you were younger, at what point did that dream start to pop into your mind that you want to create a card?
Yeah, because I thought that there are not many venues where you can illustrate athletes, right? I mean, when you can illustrate for sports teams and illustrate this whole thing. There are some magazines. I remember that Sports Illustrated and ESPN magazine had very nice illustrations. I remember that I had some very nice illustrated cards, but I also was aware that not many illustrated cards are out there that time. So I was just thinking about it would be nice to have like some illustrated cards, and it would be even nicer if I could work on them. And suddenly it was just a coincidence that I posted all these illustrations of different athletes online, and they just somehow found those illustrations and reached out for me. So it was a lot of coincidences. So yeah, basically that.
Now, do you design? I believe that you designed the player drawings per your artwork on your Instagram. Did you have anything to do with the background?
Actually, they used different logo in the first year, which I designed, and then they changed for like an orange logo, which is also designed by me, but it was rejected the first year. And
really?
They started to use it. Yeah. What you see in the Kaboom cards these days, and maybe you can see it here.
Yeah.
So somehow they changed it.
Wow. So did they end up paying you either royalties, or did they pay you again when they used it later on? Well, maybe you shouldn't answer that question.
No, actually,
but I hope they took
like
care.
They paid a like flat fee for the logo the first time, and we never discussed the royalties after that.
That doesn't surprise me one bit with Panini.
Can I say Panini? This is exactly why they lost their contract, is because their treatment of talent, just like this.
Let's get into this 2013 year of Kaboom that you created. A couple of cards really stand out and have become iconic cards. There's Steph Curry, there's LeBron throwing down a dunk, and the Kobe as well. Talk to us a little bit about the inspiration for design of those.
Oh, the thing is that, as I told you, that time I was more into vector illustrations, so I didn't have too much experience in illustrating like comic book characters. But Brandon asked me if I want to try myself in this series. I didn't know it's going to be like case hit series or something like that. Way after that, I think when I was done with the first series, then I heard from him that it's a very rare card, actually. Basically, since I didn't have too much experience in working kind of style, I was watching a lot of comic book, like superhero comic books and comic art to look for poses. The concept for Kaboom was that every illustration should be a slam dunk, some kind of weird slam dunk. And maybe you can't really see it now, but if you watch it with that knowledge, you can see that everybody's dunking in a way. But you have to come up with 25 different dunking poses, right?
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah,
I have to imagine that would be very difficult.
Yeah, so I really had to look for poses, like superhero poses, that could work as dunking poses as well.
Your drawings
Yeah.
that make it onto the card, are they based on actual photographs, or are
No, not one of them. I mean, for the first two series, it was all original. I mean, I didn't use any photo references. For the third one, I used a lot of photo references because I changed the style a bit. And actually, that's the one I still like the most, the third one.
Oh, I see. Who was your favorite player out of that third-year set? I mean, what card to you really stands out as something you would want to show off to people if they came into your home?
Actually, that's my only graded card that I still. That's the only thing that I sent off for grading, and that's the 2016 Kobe Bryant.
Oh wow!
This one.
God.
Oh, it's
amazing.
beautiful.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's a 9. It's a 9.
Hey,
and
nines are okay.
Can we ask you how you acquired that card? I think we would all like to have a little peek back behind the curtain. Did you have to go buy this, or did Panini say, "Hey, you know, you designed this, so here you go"?
Yeah, actually, since this was the third set I was working on, they sent me. I told them from the beginning that, hey, okay, I designed these things, I illustrate all these players, but could it be part of the deal that I get a sample of every one of them, and that they can't send this whole set?
That they can or cannot?
It's like they can't. They cannot.
What?
But they can send some samples. So I got I don't.
Why can't they send the whole set? Do you want me to now, let me explain.
I'm irate for you.
Let me explain. I'm an attorney here in Utah, in America. Would you like me to write a strongly worded letter?
You are the creator of this card.
They don't have a card without you.
Yes, you are the reason that these cards exist, and they couldn't give them to you.
Actually, I didn't really care because I said that it's much better, even if I don't get the whole set, it's much better than it was with the second set where I didn't get one. So, so yeah. They said that it got lost. So in that time, still Brandon was the creative director who really wanted to oversee my relationship with the company. He was a very nice guy. I'm still in contact with him. He's working for another company now, and he really wanted. And he told the people who were managing these kind of things to send me the whole set and whatnot. So it was out of his hands, but somehow it never got here. So yeah.
Heartbreaking.
And what's Panini's excuse as to where it went?
No, I live in a country where postal services are not always fine, so it could have been a local thing. I know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but yeah, it would some money now. Actually, I sold the first set this year in January because somebody just told me that now it worth something. And the other thing is that condition of the first set wasn't that good because they sent it over in one box together, every card.
I think I saw a picture. Do you have this up on your Instagram? Is that the Instagram photo?
Yeah.
We'll
that's
we'll
correct.
go ahead and maybe reshare that, or at least mention it. It's that's a brutal way to ship them in retrospect, knowing how much they're worth.
Yeah. So, and also, I have a friend who's in a TV show here in Hungary, which deals with American sports, and he wanted to show it in the show, so it went around a bit, and I didn't know that it would worth some money later.
Sure.
So I didn't really care much, but so it wasn't in good condition, and I sold it this year. And when I sold it, I was at Facebook group. I don't remember the name of the Facebook group that deals only with NBA cards. Anyways, I sold it there. But I saw somebody there who had the whole second set, the 50-piece set.
Yeah.
That was the only guy I have seen who has the whole 50-piece set of the second one.
Wow. Just beautiful. Well, I certainly hope that when you sold that set that, you made a little note to the seller like, hey, man, this was me.
This was
actually,
a true 101.
Yeah. Actually, somehow mentioned it there, and suddenly a lot of people wanted to buy the original sketches.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So
Do you still
yeah,
Do you have any? Do you have any? Can I have one?
Yeah, we will buy one off you.
No, can I have before Chad? Can I have one?
I sold those as well. I have some more, but I'm still looking for them because I remember I have some sketches in a sketchbook somewhere, but I couldn't find them. But I sold a lot of those as well.
Well, if you ever do go to sell them, you hit us up and I will assure you we will look at that.
We've missed the boat.
Gyula, one final question for you before we let you go. Out of your drawings and of these cards, what do you feel is something you are most proud of in the detail that maybe people overlook? For me, just to give an example while you think about it, because I didn't really prep you for this question, so I apologize. The 2013 Steph Curry, his eyes are perfect. You know, he's still got that kind of happy Steph Curry face, but the killer instinct of his eyes that you see, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. Is there something for you that really stands out about these drawings that you say, yeah, I'm really proud of this?
Oh, wow. That's... I really liked some faces there. I really liked Dwight Howard's illustration, although there are some errors there. I mean, technical errors in the drawing, but still the character came out pretty good. Now, the thing is that, you know, when you're an illustrator, you always see what's not right and not what's great about your own drawing. So it's always, I could say a lot of things I don't like about them, but still can tell you that from the third set, from 2016, I almost like all of them.
Yeah, they look great. Well, I can assure you that you are in the minority when it comes to not necessarily being happy with the work, because people absolutely love these cards. We want to thank you. These are easily the most iconic insert in the last 10 years. So we appreciate what you've done. We love you. We thank you for coming on. And before we let you go, tell us where people can find you and what you're doing and anything you would like to promote.
No, actually, I work in comics mostly right now for the French market, but my art is easy to find on Instagram. So yeah, that's the easiest way to look at my stuff.
If some of our listeners want to start following you on Instagram, where can they find you?
It's GYNEMETH art. It's Gyula Nemeth art.
Perfect.
You know what I think would be incredible as a closing piece? I don't know if you've ever been to a national sports card convention here in the States. We have a major one every year. And they have people come in and signing autographs as celebrities. You would be perfect at this.
I have been to some other conventions in New York and other places, but I have never been to a sports card.
Well, let me ask you this: have you ever been to Las Vegas? Because we're going to bring you.
Yeah, we're going to tag each and every one of these places to try and get them to fly out there.
Anytime, guys. Anytime. I'm okay to go. If COVID lets us,
right?
Yes,
I can go.
All right. Well, Gyula, we certainly appreciate you joining us on the show today. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Well, Ricky, that sure was a lot of fun chatting with him. I think we were both pretty starstruck.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, to be able to talk to the guy behind the art. I mean, there's always a story there, and there was definitely a story there.
It was.
A ton of fun. Everyone listening here, please go onto Gyula's Instagram account, GYNEMETHART, on Instagram. Tell him thank you for joining. And you know what? Go to Fanatics. Let's get some art in these cards and go tell him to hire him. Go to NSCC. Go tell him to bring this guy over. Let's get him signed.
Fly him out here.
Yes.
Right. Exactly.
Fly him out next year.
It's not that hard.
If you don't, you're going to be sad because he's going to join us at the Las Vegas Card Show 2022.
There you go.
So, Gyula, thank you again for joining.
Yeah.
Ricky.
Hey, let's go back to the future and let's bring our NBA Jam hot jams back.
Let's do it.
So after the first year of Kabooms came out in 2013-14 Panini Innovation, they actually made a drastic move. They moved the product over to 2014-2015 Excalibur Basketball. This was a Target-only exclusive retail product. This was their third, final of 3 Target exclusive products that year.
Wow. Wow. I mean, think about that. That is retail only. One of the most iconic sets.
Yeah.
The card that pops up on Panini's recap of this is Kobe Bryant looking like he wants to destroy your soul.
Yeah.
Oh, and you'll just find it next to the linens in Target.
No big deal.
How did we miss that boat?
I don't know.
Right? There was such a great window, right?
Every spouse out there is like, I told you we should have been going to Target more.
But back then, like, wasn't Walmart still like more popular than Target? Wasn't Target like the redheaded stepchild of
No
retail?
way.
Yeah. No, they definitely were.
So these were found in premium retail boxes, okay? Because they had different levels at Target. Buyers would receive in these premium retail boxes 3 autograph or memorabilia cards, at least 3 Crusade cards, all numbered 149 or less, and a shot at a Kaboom. Now, I'm unsure of what the original price of these premium boxes went for, but the next level down from the premium box was their blaster, which also included a single hit, autograph, or patch.
Okay.
It was a mere $35.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Which is probably a lot of money for like product back then. But
How many of those would you buy now at a chance of Kaboom? I'd easily buy 10 of them.
10, yeah.
Easily
10 sounds
10.
right. Yeah.
Yes.
Or you just walk off with a whole box, actually, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'd be calling the Target driver.
Yeah. I would quit my job to become a Target driver.
can you imagine the scrums that would break out if you took like modern day retail scalpers and put them back in time, knowing that those Kabooms were there?
Why didn't we ever pull off a heist of a Target truck?
We could never figure it out.
We're podcasting on the side of a truck,
Because we can't afford to be
trying to like
felons.
carve a hole into the side of the diesel to sneak in. This is Chad live from the side of the diesel on I-15.
It'd be fantastic. yeah.
Now, just a couple of the players you'd found in this set this year included Steph Curry, James Harden, Blake Griffin, Dominique Wilkins.
Oh, that Dominique.
Yeah. Yeah. How about Dr. J? Ever heard of that guy? What about the mailman?
That features his iconic hammer dunk. The photo.
Yes,
Yeah. At least the photos I'm looking at here online.
it does. You also had Pau Gasol, but it was Chicago Bulls Pau Gasol,
At that
I
point.
believe. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that was kind of cool.
That's right. Time goes by quick. Well,
Then the following year, am I okay to move on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Then next year, 2015-16 Excalibur expanded to both Target as their retail exclusive, but hobby exclusives as well.
boxes.
The hobby boxes, when they came out, sold out immediately upon release.
I'm sure they did.
People were catching on.
Yep.
And so was Panini,
They were.
right?
The Kaboom hits on average for this season was one every 1 to 2 cases at 20 boxes per case. The 25 card set included superstars such as, again, Kobe, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Pistol Pete Maravich,
Hey.
Tim Duncan, Russell Westbrook, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, and Scottie Pippen.
Hey.
Oh, how about that?
How about that? Isn't that something?
Is Pippen in a Bulls jersey on that one? Do
Oh,
we know?
rocket.
Oh,
He is.
I'm looking through. He
No.
is.
Yes.
Oh.
Nope, you got him. You got him in the Bulls because I think he was a legend at that point. He was retired, I believe.
These cards, the characters in these are different. It was still Gyula who drew these.
Right.
But the shape of these characters is different.
Yes.
These are more, we were talking about this before the show, almost like NFL Blitz
Yes.
style. You know, a little bit more rounded in the musculature, exaggerated, less chiseled, which I guess is more of an NFL Blitz. Maybe that's not what I'm thinking of. Maybe a later NBA Jam. There is some sort
No.
of comic book style to
Yeah,
it that
and
I
I-
just can't place.
And I think NFL Blitz is your football version of NBA Jam.
yeah.
And so I do see that.
I like these. I like the way these guys look more than the first 2 years. For me, this is the one I like the most.
agree.
Interesting. Okay.
This Pippin's pretty cool looking card, Tim.
I
I'll
thought
have to take a look at it.
It's a pretty cool looking card.
It is.
It's one you may want to go chase down.
I don't know. After all his recent. Yeah.
He's just hurt.
He's just digging a hole.
He is hurt. I think hurt's the best word you could use to describe.
Moving on, the following season, 2016-2017 Excalibur Basketball is where you found these Kabooms. At this point, hobby only. Now, they did improve the odds of hitting a Kaboom. It was closer to 1 in 1 case. rather than 1 to 2
in, like,
cases.
2 cases, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
At 20 boxes per case. The 25 card set for this season included superstars such as Kawhi Leonard, Milwaukee Bucks Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Klay Thompson, Damian Lillard, Jimmy Butler, and Carmelo Anthony.
Mixing it up a little bit with the checklist.
Yeah, I tried to throw out a few different names that obviously through these last 3 seasons, you had the Kobe, you had the Steph. There were some constants, but these were some of the unique ones that kind of caught my eye.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a fun set, I mean, these are names that just take people back and, aren't total scrubs.
Yeah. Now, starting in at least 2015, 2016, the set included a 25-card set. Now, I think our friend had said that before it was a 50-card set the year prior to that.
20 card set is what it started out with.
20 first, and then I think he said 50 for the second year. Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
I could be wrong about that, but write in if I am.
I know that we will get to 50 coming up here shortly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Impressive looking cards, though. Designed very similar for these years. Boy, that Kareem's interesting.
I kind of like it.
I scrolled right through it, and I didn't realize it was Kareem at first.
Right.
But I think it's just because I didn't recognize the jersey.
Yeah.
And the hair, right? Like the whole... They took an older photo of Kareem.
Yes.
Like, obviously not a current day, but not the Laker one that we're all accustomed to.
He probably was going by the name Lou Alcindor at the time that
It could've
photograph was taken.
We see some rookie cards involved in this set. There was, and of course I don't have it here, Brandon Ingram,
Yes.
right? He was
still around.
that year. Sure.
Mhm.
So you kind of start to dabble in that. And really, for me, it's seeing Panini see what these cards are worth, right? You go from retail only to retail hobby to hobby only. And then we'll talk about in our next segment coming up that Panini really just gives it to you.
Oh, yeah. Timmy,
Yeah.
bring us home with the following season.
Man, so 2017-18, Panini finally realizes they can branch out to soccer. I'm not entirely sure the demand for soccer was quite what it is now back in 17-18, but they basically translated the exact same look of their basketball cards and the same kind of inserts over to select soccer. And I think really the only other thing of note, though, because everybody's familiar with the select design at this point and kind of how those products go with die cuts, parallels, and patch relics and autos, really it just came down to this being the debut of the Kaboom insert for soccer.
Yeah.
I mean, out of nowhere, you had like Ronaldo, Messi. I mean,
Players of note.
Yeah. Big old names in there.
just a few, right? So got a little interesting there on the soccer side of things. Probably before its time, but ahead of its time. back
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'll make a case later on in the show that I think soccer, with where the Kaboom insert lies now, is probably the best overall product out of any of the sports.
Ooh, I'm interested to hear that.
It'll be coming up later.
All right, guys. Well, when we come back, we're going to jump into more of the history of Kaboom. We've got a few more surprises for you. Stick around. We'll be right back after this. Are you looking to find that perfect gift for your friend in the hobby? Need ideas to give friends and families for your Christmas wish list? Well, we at Pack to the Future have you covered. Basketball Card Fanatic is a monthly hard print and digital magazine for those passionate about basketball cards. Articles and interviews with the hobby's biggest collectors and leading experts. Each hard print magazine comes delivered in a penny sleeve and really is a collectible in and of itself. You can order single issues or sign up for a 6 or 12-month subscription. Disputed '1 Donovan Mitchell super collectors Ross Behrman and Chad never miss an issue of this must-have magazine. Now, if you there we go.
He's got it. He's got it. He's still going.
Now, these hard copies are selling fast. This month's coveted 90s edition basketball issue in hard print, buy. Jump on now before you miss your shot at additional collectible issues. So what are you waiting for? Head over to bcfmag.com and during checkout, enter the code PACK That's PACK for an additional 5% off your order site-wide. Get in with Basketball Card Fanatic today and become a smarter, happier, more passionate basketball card collector. All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. Chad, take us on.
All right. Getting into this segment, I wanted to spend some time on 2018 Panini Rewards. To me, this set is a complete game changer in Kaboom. We highlighted last segment the ramp up from retail up to hobby.
Yeah.
How rare these cards were. Tim talked about the dabbling into other sports. 2018 Panini's Rewards, this is where it all explodes. You get Kaboom explosion all over the place. It's a mess. You got to clean it up. And I've got the guy to clean it up, and it's Tim.
Bugger.
Tim, tell us about the checklist and what we should know about the 2018 Panini Rewards.
Wow. I mean, you kind of just saw how the progression of names just grew from each year as far as the Kabooms went. And this year, they just went full hog. I mean, 50 names on the checklist.
Ooh.
And I think I drew arrows next to, number one, you got to lead with a banger. And of course, it's LeBron, right? And then underneath, it's Durant, Giannis. Number 4, Donovan.
Ooh.
That's not bad, right? Number 4 on that list.
I like that.
I do too.
That's pretty cool.
I like it.
Hey, above Tatum. I mean,
That's
right?
where he belongs.
That's where he belongs. right?
Absolutely.
And then on down the list, you see Mr. Simmons, who is no longer relevant. And I think as you progress through basketball, I mean, you've got some questionable rookies inserted in there. Markelle Fultz, right sandwiched in between Devin Booker and Charles Barkley and Kobe and Shaq. So I don't know. They got some of the names pretty right, and I think what they were trying to do was to at least include some of the more relevant up-and-coming stars, and kind of hit or miss, right? I mean, that's how it goes.
Yeah, and historically what I was reading is that they would like to include, the majority of this insert set is going to be active superstars that are clear-cut, and then you have like 3 rookies and 5 legends, as they call them.
Some mix.
An interesting note about the 2018, it is the first time that you will see the RC logo on any of the rookies in Kaboom.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yes.
Yeah, good catch.
Yep. Which I think makes those rookie cards that year stand out a bit more.
Yep.
Dude, right? Rare insert, rare rookie card.
I don't know about you guys, but on rookie cards, if it's someone's rookie, I want to see that logo.
Absolutely.
It means a lot to me.
100%. And I always panic when I'm trying to sell rookie cards that don't have it, that people are never going to believe me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it just looks bad. Side tangent to hockey, because we don't talk about hockey that much, but the Cup RPAs, they don't have a rookie emblem on them sometimes. I mean, it looks wrong. Like you said,
does.
Ricky, it's just like you don't immediately say, oh, gosh, I have an RPA.
Right.
I don't get it at all.
Some of the directional variations in National Treasures and Flawless won't have it either.
Exactly.
And
for
that's
a
what
couple
you
years.
told Ricky and I wasn't a true RPA. And we're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's his rookie year. It's got a patch. It's got an auto.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the freaking rookie card emblem badge.
I don't hear that talked a lot about with Kaboom, but this is the first year that rookie card emblem makes its
That's going to be
appearance.
relevant at some point, right?
I think it
Going
will.
back and chasing those rookie
Oh,
cards.
absolutely it will be, yes.
People will catch on.
So was this set basketball, football, soccer, and baseball all one set? If you collected all 50 cards, was it 50 cards of those 4 sports?
Yeah, it's a pretty random mix. I mean, it's very basketball heavy. I mean, the first half was all basketball, and then you dabbled into some football with Mr. Brady, Patty Mahomes, Zeke, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, good goer, and then Josh Rosen. Rest in peace.
Brady's first Kaboom.
Yeah, that's
this year.
huge. That's why I drew an arrow next to that one. I mean, that's a good card.
Yeah, that's a big boy card.
Yes, it is.
Tim, how do people acquire these cards? Or how did they in 2018? You put some interesting show notes on here that I think people are really going to like.
That's
so
right.
don't forget
Thanks
about
for
those.
reminding me. I mean, that is a story in and of itself.
Uh-huh.
If you sat back and asked people what to do with Panini points right now, they just kind of chuckle. It's like, I don't know, throw them on eBay. You want them? I'll give them to you for free.
I'm using it as a coaster for my wine cooler.
And they always replace a hit in a modern day product. You're like, I don't want points. But if you could travel back in time to this day and age during this Kaboom set, you could trade in 2,500 Panini points for one of these reward packs. And these were exclusive to the reward packs that year. 2 cards per pack.
So they're both Kabooms?
Both Kabooms.
2 guaranteed Kabooms.
Like, what other product has that? Like 2 chase hits? Here you go. You might not get the great names in it, but here you go. You're guaranteed 2 Kabooms.
That's a lot of points. It's a lot of points to have to acquire, but I would do that.
Yeah, I mean, I would totally have scooped up a bunch of points for that.
Think of the boxes we buy now, and
so bad.
some of the hits that we get out of there are stupid.
Yeah. Well, but you did make a good point, Tim, that it's about 50 cents per point.
Yeah.
So you're looking at $1,200 per pack. A limit of 5 packs
Conservative
per
estimate,
household.
yeah.
Would you pay that right now? Would you pay 12? I looked online to see if any of these packs were out there for us to buy.
No,
I was
of
going to
course not.
surprise you guys with one, but no.
We
Would you pay
appreciate the thought.
$1,200 for a pack of 2 unknown Kabooms?
No.
Not with this list.
Not, if you took out baseball and probably soccer for me,
What do you have
but
against baseball?
it's unlicensed.
Baseball
That's Chad's
sucks.
stick.
I know.
Okay, let's go off on a tangent here. So this will be dated by the time the show comes out, but apparently the players and the owners couldn't sit in the room for longer than 7 minutes today because they both wanted to argue more on who hated baseball more. Because baseball sucks. Seager's gone as a Dodger. Scherzer's gone. Kershaw's probably going to be gone. Baseball sucks. No one likes baseball. Baseball should not be in this product. It is the only blemish on the 2018 Kaboom.
I agree, though. What's it doing in there with no license?
Yeah, that's just weird to have 3 quarters licensed and 1 quarter not.
It is weird.
If you took it out and it was just basketball and I had the funds, yeah, I'd be pretty tempted.
Yeah.
Right.
2 guaranteed Kaboom.
It's so crazy.
But, so going back to baseball.
Yeah.
I thought about baseball. I was like, well, I really didn't want to talk about baseball at all in this episode.
Mm-hmm. But here
Because
you are.
screw baseball. But I thought, all right, we looked at this checklist that you mentioned. And there was a player on the Mets that made this checklist that I thought was a little fishy. It's our boy Tebow.
Yeah, you would have thought maybe Doc Gooden or like Mike Piazza, right? No, let's go Tebow.
And it just didn't sit well with me. So, you know what? We called up our New York Mets correspondent. Ricky, you got the audio?
I do.
Call up our
Hey,
correspondent.
Chad, Ricky, and Timmy. I'll put that in alphabetical order just to be fair. John Newman, Sports Card Nation, Hobby Quick Hits, chiming in on the Kaboom discussion. I'm a Mets fan. You asked me to give my thoughts on the 2018 Tim Tebow Kaboom. Probably going to be taken off the Panini Christmas card list after this. Wait a minute, I'm not on it to begin with. Okay, I'm just going to say my opinion irregardless. All right, so, at the time, Tim Tebow was, polarizing figure, a great athlete. Let's give him his just due. A great human being, believes in his faith, which that's great. And a lot of people love him. I'm a fan. My son is a huge Tebow kid, has an autographed jersey. But, the whole signing to the Mets in general was sort of, for publicity, attention a little bit. I mean, he had some moments, but overall he struggled at the double and AAA levels. We got to see him here in Syracuse where I am. That was cool, not going to lie about it. But, in 2018, you're making a Tim Tebow Kaboom, never played in the big leagues, probably never would, which is exactly what happened. He has retired from baseball. And, definitely sort of a money grab, attention getter. You can make an argument that's what the company should be doing, right? Bring attention to their products, their releases. But, there are a lot of other players that could have appeared on that Kaboom card other than Tim Tebow with much better resumes. And so in that respect, I think it was poor on Panini. Let's be honest, though, this card brings crazy monies, as do most Kabooms. But I think, there's a lot of people who really, really love Tim Tebow, and it drives that card's price up alone. And you factor in that it's on a Kaboom. And, so you can either say Panini, is a genius, or what I just could say, there were so many better potential candidates to be on a Kaboom other than Tim Tebow. If he made the majors and got a cup of coffee, maybe it's a different type of conversation. Probably not. But the fact that you have a guy on a Kaboom card that never got a major league official at bat, I think it's not a good look. So there's my 2 cents. It's going to cost you a lot more than that if you do want to buy a Tim Tebow Kaboom.
That was clever.
Yeah, nice. Yep.
You know, if you're going to throw Tim Tebow into an unlicensed product, why not just throw him in an orange helmet, blue jersey, throw in a jump pass at the goal line in his glory days?
Florida Uni, that would have been okay, right?
Yep. Yeah, why not?
I mean, you know, I agree. He was a very polarizing figure, and I think to some degree everyone enjoyed following, whether you're rooting for him his failure or for him to succeed.
Yeah.
We all enjoyed kind of watching his journey.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a spectacle. Yeah.
Now, in addition to the 50-card set, in addition to the 4 sports, in addition to just 2 guaranteed Kaboom cards, this 2018 Panini Rewards product was the first opportunity to obtain parallel Kaboom cards, which traded out the silver background for gold, which represented out of 10, or green, which was a 1 of 1.
Ooh.
One of the Barry Sanders 101s is for sale. The guy doesn't even have it in a top loader. He's just you can see his finger now holding it like this.
Oh, gross.
Selling it for like $25,000.
People like that should not be allowed to hold cards.
No.
I agree.
Or like own those specific cards.
Right.
That's not even right. There's some kind of bad hobby, something there.
No, it kills me. What do we think of these parallels?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
I have one issue. They're beautiful, yes, but the emerald green in every other Panini product is out of 5.
Oh, that is
Even
so
I know that.
dumb.
Yeah,
That is so
see?
dumb.
I know. You nodded at me. Here we go.
High five. So black is traditionally the 1 of 1, correct?
Yeah, they should have made a black
How
or like
cool
something.
would a metallic, shiny black look
Yep.
on these Kabooms?
Yep.
Oh.
They missed a chance there.
Fanatics.
Like that deep
Let's do it.
black, like galaxy type look or something. Oh,
How much would those players pop right out of the card?
Dude.
Panini.
Panini, get on it.
Yeah, come
Oh,
on.
Oh, wait, you lost
have
your
a couple of
license.
years. Let's make this happen.
Well, if we want to hear from an educated opinion from someone with parallels.
Yeah, do you guys have a green?
No.
I don't have a green.
I don't have a
I
green.
don't think I've ever owned
I thought
or
you
hit a green.
you don't have a green? Oh,
No.
you lost on 2 golds. That's right.
I hate you fired up. Let's speak to someone who knows what they're talking about.
Back to the future. Good day to you all, and hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. This is Ross Behrman giving you a call from Phoenix, Arizona. Longtime listener, first-time caller, and couldn't be happier ringing in for you here today. Before I go any further, I want to make sure that all your listeners out there order some Domino's Pizza this weekend, early and often, multiple times a day. There's nothing better than Domino's Pizza with your weekend. So please make sure your listeners out there are ordering some Domino's Pizza for any occasion. So today I'm calling in about a set that is near and dear to me, and it's got a lot of energy out there, gentlemen. Folks love it, they hate it, they love to hate it. Kabooms is what I'm calling in about today, but not just any Kabooms, the 2018 Kabooms. And what I love about the 2018 Kabooms is it was a special year in the multi-sport section of that set where they put out a 50-card set that included guys from all different sports. But in basketball in particular, they included some of the most amazing current players and legends and did something really special that I'll get to here in a minute. As I mentioned, I don't want to focus on base Kaboom. While I do think Kabooms have an amazing place in the hobby history, I want to focus on something special, as I mentioned, that they did in 2018. So they put out this special multi-sport set, and what made it so special is that in addition to the base Kabooms that are in most releases, they did a special gold and green edition, gold being numbered to 10, green being numbered to 1. And it's fascinating because in basketball, it is the only year they ever did that. So if you date back all the way to the beginning of Kabooms, all the way to now, it's always base basketball Kabooms. But in 2018 multi-sport, they did gold and green. And what makes it even more amazing to me is that they included some of my favorite current players. And so years ago when this came out, I targeted the LeBron James, the Steph Curry, the Giannis, and none other than Donovan Mitchell. And I know we all love Donovan Mitchell. What was so awesome about Donovan Mitchell is that it was his last or one of his last rookie releases. So even though it was a 2018 set, which marks the beginning of Luka, Trey, and all those guys, it was still the end of 2017-18 in terms of the rookie class that they included. So on Donovan Mitchell's card, it actually depicts him dunking the ball with that iconic spider dunk. He's one of the few horizontal cards, Shaquille O'Neal being one of the others. And it has his rookie emblem on that card. Feel super blessed to have gotten in on those early. Have one of the gold copies out of 10. And as chance would have it, have the green copy out of 1. Feel free to use those pictures if you're looking to show viewers what they look like. But, you know, in closing, what makes this set so special is that they only ever did basketball in gold and green that 1 year. And, you know, the hope out there is that they maintain that going forward, because I think it would make that particular year even more special. But as it stands, it's special on its own in that it's the first year they ever did gold and green at all. And to me, that makes it extremely significant on its own. Also, with the fact that Kaboom's up until that point had really just been base card issues in all sports. So I hope you guys have a great show. As I mentioned on the front end, please make sure you order Domino's. This content's best consumed with some Domino's pizza and an adult beverage of choice. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great weekend. And thanks you guys. Bye.
All right.
We got him.
We did.
We've been stating his last name wrong for 2 years. Sorry, Ross Behrman.
Yeah, Behrman. I've always said that.
Hey, what time mark are we at on the show?
We are at about 56.
So
57.
I said 45 minutes. It would make sense.
Yeah.
With our Dominoes at the beginning.
Oh, you said about 45.
I was close.
Yeah. No, I think you nailed it.
Thank you, Ross.
All right. Well, guys.
Go bombard Ross. Tell him thank you for coming on the show. Same with John Newman.
Send each of them a polite message saying, thank you for coming on Back to the Future podcast.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, when we come back, we're going to jump to the most current Kaboom releases and cover some of that and more. We'll be right back after these words on My Slabs from Chad.
Yeah. Guys on My Slabs.
Yep.
I don't think I told you this. So this past weekend,
yeah,
I was going to go onto eBay and find a card. I couldn't find one that was reasonably priced. So I browsed My Slabs. Now, here's a fun feature with My Slabs. You don't know what you're looking for? You just want to spend some money on cards? Go browse through My Slabs. Yeah. As the cards get listed, they just populate. So you don't have to search for a feature.
You're right.
And you know what I found that I did not know existed? A 1936 Mitchell & Son Walt Disney.
I particularly loved it when you told us you had followed my advice to invest in Disney when I've been screaming at you to buy Disney stocks, but no, it's a way cooler Disney investment.
A very fun feature of My Slabs for those like me who don't know what you're looking for. But My Slabs is a peer-to-peer marketplace created by collectors for collectors who are wishing to avoid those high auction costs and consignment fees. For sellers, no more 12% sales commission to those other websites.
No.
How does 1% seller fee sound?
Oh, yeah.
That's what you'll get from My Slabs, along with strong seller protections not found on major auction platforms. For buyers, these reduction in costs in sales fees result in major savings, like I received on this, to the consumer on My Slabs, where you can find slabs of the biggest superstars and favorite athletes across all major sports platforms and industries, such as cartoons and theme parks.
So cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Slabs not your thing like Timmy? You hate sports cards? You hate something you can physically touch and own?
Yep.
Well, no problem. They got NFTs.
That's awesome.
But also unripped wax graded comic books. So head on over to My Slab shop for deals galore. Take your collecting to the next level at myslabs.com.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. Be sure to check out our Instagram page at Pack to the Future Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube. Watch us live. Search Pack to the Future Podcast on YouTube.com. All right, guys.
We're cruising.
I'm bringing back my NBA Jam.
I like that. What if they were to like come on and block our show because of this? That would be awful.
Yeah. We've had worse happen.
That's true.
All right. So in 2019, 2020, Kaboom's decided to make a new home with NBA Crown Royal basketball. Now, the 2019 began with a hobby exclusive through the Crown Royal. This 25 card set included LeBron, Charles Barkley, Luka, Zion, RJ Barrett, a player you sold too early.
Yes.
Kevin Garnett,
Thanks for the reminder.
Jab that in there.
Yeah, that was great.
and Trae Young. So I think that they did a little bit better with the rookies this year. It's still believed to be a case hit, and they are 16 boxes this year during this season, 2019-20, 16 boxes per case. And I believe that continued through 2020-2021, which saw superstars Ja Morant, Donovan Mitchell, Vince Carter, Nikola Jokic, Allen Iverson, and our boy, Boston Steve's Jason Tatum.
Now, the background of these cards is a little bit different. It almost has a cracked ice and galactic type background.
I really like this variation of it.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's such a sharp-looking card.
It really is. And for those of you watching on YouTube, I'm holding up the Donovan Mitchell card, throwing down his iconic dunk. Donovan Mitchell quit dunking for a year and a half and then dunked last week, and all Jazz fans everywhere went berserk because we thought he couldn't dunk anymore. So it was just glorious. But yeah, they're beautiful looking cards.
You know what also helps is that that's a vertically oriented Kaboom.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, as much as I love the horizontal rookie one, I mean, that just looks better.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
They did not continue with the gold and green parallels for basketball.
No.
Just the 1 year.
Yeah.
Which I think is smart. Panini has paralleled everything to death.
Yeah.
They actually went the other direction for once.
But they actually did it right with basketball. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I think someone like forgot to hit enter and put in the 50 parallels
Yeah,
of
they
them.
didn't print the sheet.
But I'm glad that they didn't do it.
Some interns fired.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, man. All right. So that really is kind of where we get to current for the most part for basketball. But why don't you talk a little bit, Chad, about football Kabooms and where they have been recently?
Sure. So we'll start with 2019. It went to Absolute Football. And this is where Panini kind of tries to screw it all up. We talked about how they did it right with basketball. They screwed the pooch with football.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. So the release that they had on an article states the following. Product development officials have increased the overall number of retail exclusive parallels. With Absolute, they added RPS, so they added some inserts, but also delivered retail exclusive memorabilia cards and Kaboom. They appear in these retail boxes, including some retail-only versions of the cards. So this is where it gets weird, because you've got some versions that are hobby-only, you get some that are retail-only.
Yeah, that's just messy.
It is messy.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that they got right about this is that some of the card photos are pretty darn impressive. You get Rodgers doing his iconic championship belt pose.
Discount double check.
Oh,
I hate Aaron Rodgers, but even I have to admit that's a cool card.
it is so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
The John Elway, which for Broncos guys, this is a huge one with the Super Bowl jersey, both arms up in the air that I mentioned a few shows back.
You finally got
Great
it.
image.
Yes. Oh, yes. The iconic Mitchell Trubisky when he's throwing the ball into the fifth row. They've got that photo there.
Yeah.
They do have Ray Lewis in his pregame pose.
Oh, the dance?
The dance.
Oh, I love that.
It's so good. And then one of my other favorites, the Von Miller arm up in the air
Yes.
photo, after
would love
his
that, yeah.
his dance. And with football, they did continue gold and green.
Yeah.
And this is where I have that Von Miller gold
Hey, there he is.
that I'm showing here.
Still just such a great looking card.
It really is. The dumb part about it, again, that I don't like is that some players are retail only, like Rodgers, Montana, Wilson, and Elway.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
Just
make
odd.
sense.
Yeah.
They kept the gold and green, which
Maybe
I
they
don't know
didn't.
if I like.
And maybe they didn't know what they were doing if they just took it out of basketball and put it in football.
It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. So that was 2019. 2020 in football, they stuck with Absolute. It's a 50-card set. They kept the gold and green inserts. A lot of the iconic players. Cardboard Connection. People were asking if you could get them out of retail. And according to Jack Larson, who posted on January 27th, 2021, he stated, pulled a Wentz Kaboom out of a blaster.
So what are these?
No, I don't know who Jack Larson is, and I thought that was completely random, so that's why I threw it in. It continued with 2021 Absolute. That's the reaction I was looking for.
You made one Eagles fan out there say,
"Yes!" You both paused and was like, "Wait, are we supposed to know what he's talking about?"
Because I don't have any clue.
No, I had no clue. I
wasn't
just
in the
thought
notes.
that
What
if
the
Jack
heck?
Larson was listening, that we just made his life.
Hey!
Jack Larson, if you hear us out there, hi.
But another weird thing about this, guys, is that on Facebook, I came across a post that GameStop was
Of all
selling
companies.
Absolute football packs for $1.
Nice packs.
Yes.
Yep.
Advertising on their website were Kaboom cards. But Tim...
Questionable.
Questionable. Ricky and I bought these packs. Tim, so did you. Yours are lost in the mail.
Yeah.
And
typical.
Ricky and I are going to solve the question as to whether or not Kaboom are in retail packs by
Okay.
pulling one right now.
Yep.
Okay. Make it happen. Make it happen, boys. Well, you guys are stalling there. These were how much? $1 a pack, right?
$1 a pack.
Correct.
So you really think that Panini is going to include a card worth thousands in a $1 pack?
Absolutely.
In mine, because they know how much I'll talk about it.
Got a Chubba Hubbard.
How many cards have you had in one pack? Looks like at least a
5.
handful.
You get 5 cards. Looks like 3 base.
Nobody wants those.
Kind of a white
Okay, move on.
background. There is looks like a gold variation. It looks like I might have gotten one of those. And then you've got
It's a gold Kaboom.
two
Jared
of these
Goff.
silver cards.
Okay.
I got to get moving faster. Hold on.
Yeah, no, not impressed.
Yeah, I mean,
These would be fun for kids, like a trick or treat or something.
If I pulled a Kaboom, what if I pulled a green
That's
Kaboom?
not going to happen.
There's your boy Jerry Judy.
Oh, what am I going to do with Jerry Judy? That's topic.
I wish I could find this Facebook post, but somebody was ranting about it. It was like, Panini, what are you doing? Like, you're using the image of, it was like a Mahomes Kaboom, right?
It
Like,
was. Yeah.
Like, that's no small card, and you're using that as your feature image to try to sell these $1 packs when it's not even possible? I mean, I think how we figured that out was that if you go back and look up, like, the pack odds or whatever they're supposed to be, like, Kaboom's not listed. So
Right. And one thing that we haven't touched on that's of note is, especially with these football cards and really even dating back to 2018, is that they went away from the comic book design and sketch of these players and moved on to just photos of them. A recent 2021 Mahomes Gold was pulled from our local card shop, Overtime Cards.
yeah.
Beautiful card. I think it's Mahomes diving. into the
Throwing
end zone.
while he.
Oh, was it?
I thought he was throwing while diving.
Yeah, it's his sidearm throw in the
Okay.
Super Bowl where he was like, yeah, I'm not going to make any pass here, but I'm going to try.
Right.
Well, guys, I am sad to report I did not pull a Kaboom from my GameStop retail pack.
Did you open all 5 already?
I did.
Ricky, you've got one left?
I'm 0 for 5 as well.
So there you have it. I'm pretty sure that's conclusive. That's enough. That's an N of 10,
Yeah.
which is good enough for science these days, according to Google and anyone who shows up in my clinic.
Hey,
So
Facebook news. Good
It,
enough.
it is officially a fact. No kabooms in Absolute.
You like how I didn't
GameStop.
fact check my Facebook post reference? It's perfect.
yeah, right. But Tim,
Yeah.
moving on from football,
There's that. Yeah.
this is what I hinted at earlier.
Yep.
That coming up, what you're about to tell us, I think could be the best set to buy a box from if you want to go hunt for a Kaboom.
You think so?
Yep, I do.
It wasn't even featured on this link that you sent me. But you're referencing 2019-2020 Premier League soccer, Prism Soccer.
Yep.
And I think what Chad's referencing here is that this was not only was this the first set devoted to just Premier League soccer, it was also the first set to include Color Rush inserts.
Yes.
And think I know where you're going with this, Chad. I might be wrong, but these, I would say, are kind of like the next in line after Kabooms, maybe.
Yes. As far as
desirability
about the
and
color
inserts, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
So this is like this was a turning point as far as what they were doing with these inserts, and arguably maybe better looking.
They could be.
Maybe.
Yes.
They're just so clean.
They are.
Like white mostly with that rainbow splash of color, like kind of in a gas cloud.
Right. I can't think of another set in another product where you have two case hits like this that are this beautiful looking card.
Oh, it's amazing.
We didn't talk about this pre-show, and so that would be a tough ask to pull one out of your brain on the spot, but I can't think of one.
Mm-mm. No, I can't either.
Think of one.
One product with two case hits that look as good as Kaboom and Color Rush.
Oh, no.
In one product.
Nope.
And even though it's soccer, it's European soccer. Could you imagine Ricky trying to pronounce these names? Remember when I almost died when he said as a hockey player?
Well, I had some issue with you saying that this was like a set of note because I think they struck out with all their other insert types in that set. I mean, you have stadium cards, like pictures of just the stadiums.
Now, I actually saw this as I'm scrolling through here. I like that.
Oh, get out of here.
No, I'm serious. It's a horizontal card. Imagine if that was your stadium. Like, imagine if as a kid you grew up going to that stadium or watching it on TV. I would like that. If they had won a Rice-Eccles Stadium where University of Utah plays, I would buy it.
Really?
No, Ricky would.
Rice-Eccles, yes.
Mr. I hate Prism and the look of Prism.
Well, Tim, the hard part for you is you're not a fan. And I think that's where it gets lost. But anyway.
But I would not buy one of Ford Field.
No, I wouldn't either.
Oh, Tim and I were talking about stadiums. You're talking about dumpster fires.
Yeah, exactly.
With artificial turf. Yeah. and in 0-10-1 football team crew.
They're going to find a way to go 0-16, despite the fact there's been 17 games played.
17 games, yeah.
So, I don't know. I really like this set, Tim. I think it's very, very interesting. For sure.
I think so.
All right, Timmy, why don't you get ready with our next piece of advice for the listeners while I finish up this segment.
Sure.
2021 MLB Panini Absolute. As Chad says, who the cares?
I didn't think you'd read that.
My notes.
You're like Ron Burgundy, man. Put anything on that teleprompter, you'll read it.
Well, my notes in response to Chad is it's a non-licensed product. Again, truly, who the cares? Players included: Christian Yelich, Cody Bellinger, Juan Soto.
Wake me up when it gets interesting.
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Tim's listening now.
And Mickey Mantle, a player of note.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Oh, but come on. They're grasping at straws.
But again,
absolutely. Yep.
Who the cares? All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the modern Kaboom market. We've got a few more tricks up our sleeve. We'll be right back after this.
Well, for everyone out there who needs a storage option for their cards instead of just the usual cardboard box and junk box under Ricky's bed, look no further than thecollectioncase.com, where you can find all sorts of sizes of cases that can fit your collecting needs, starting with the Slab Case X at a reasonable price of $99.99. It stores 70 to 110 cards, depending on which slabs you're putting in there. If you wanted to upgrade just a little bit, you could go to the XL, which stores 110 to 164 cards at a price of $129.99. And if you want to go big, you go for the Goliath, which holds a beefy 160 to 220 slabs.
Yeah.
You do pay for it a little bit, but $299.99. What collection isn't worth storing in a Goliath case?
$299.99 not good for you, though? We knocked some off that.
That's true. 10% off, actually, with promo code PACK, P-A-C-K. So again, go to thecollectioncase.com, where you can purchase one of these awesome cases.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. You can follow us on our Instagram at Pack to the Future Podcast. I was going to say follow us on our Twitter, but then I realized I can't remember our Twitter.
PTTF Podcast.
Thank you. Find us there as well.
You'll find one post about every day or 3 or 7.
Thank Tim for that, probably.
I'm working on it.
All right, guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit briefly about the current Kaboom market. Mm-hmm. Now, when we had researched this, according to Card Ladder, back on the 25th of November, a 2013 Steph Curry PSA 10 with a Pop 20 established a record high when it sold for $14,000 with the PWCC vault. It sold for $2,725 back in December of 2020, meaning it is up 413% in less than a year.
Oh, pretty wild.
Wow, that's better than my crypto portfolio.
Tim's got to be doing some adjustments.
Oh man, that's a big boy card. It's a big card.
Yeah,
and that's a big jump over the past year too.
It really is. Now, here's the quick question I had for the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking at a lot of Barry Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
He's going raw, at least this most current season, for $300 to $350. That might be in my price range at some point.
That sounds very reasonable, actually, for
Barry.
Yeah, I mean, for a non-auto, I think that's. Oh, I mean, that's something else we forgot to touch on is that these Kabooms were placed in products in place of an auto. That was kind of genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that, yeah, they're just as valuable, if not more, and if not more desirable now than just another generic auto. Right?
I think now would be the time if you wanted to buy one. And I think that price is reasonable. That Peyton Manning that I bought at the card show in a Colts uni, around $400, sold it for around $300.
Right.
Now, traditionally, the card market will dip November, December, which is where we are in now.
Right.
I sold some cards right before the show started for probably half of what I bought them. So it's just fantastic. That's exactly how you want to invest. But in looking at this market specifically for Kaboom, let's see what I can give you. How about the 2018 when football first got introduced, to try and answer your question?
Okay.
I looked at Card Ladder and looked at change in the last 2 years and then the last 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 2 years, almost every card is up over 800%.
Ugh.
The lowest of which is LeBron James.
Huh, really?
834%. Patrick Mahomes, 1,500. Ronaldo, 3,000%. Vlad, 1,200%. But LeBron only 800, which is odd. But here's the point I'm getting to, Ricky.
Uh-huh.
In the last 6 months, the change has been negative for a lot of these. It's been down.
Yeah.
Tom Brady down 37%. LeBron down 25%. Ronaldo down 15%.
That's negligible, though, after those gains.
It is.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they're ever going to tank to where they were before, right? I mean, the last 2 years still includes pandemic inflation and the resurgence. But we're in a time of year when traditionally card prices are low.
Mm-hmm.
We're at a point where we're seeing the Kabooms have peaked, at least for the moment, and are starting to come back down as well. So if you were looking for a Barry, now would seemingly be the time to go get one.
I agree.
I almost wonder if Absolute's not dumping them into more than one per case at this point. It just feels like I'm seeing a lot of the Barry Sanders Kaboom hitting the market.
Well, that's the retail conversation that Tim and I were bringing up. If they truly are in retail, you really, without these cards being numbered, you really cannot tell what the population count of these are.
Right.
No idea.
And that's where I was starting to get mad at Panini earlier in saying that in football, they screwed the pooch.
Yeah.
Because then you start to flood it, and then the value over time is not going to hold.
Yeah.
Right.
And they don't want to do that to this card, even though it's very desirable. But that's why it's desirable.
That's
it's because
exactly
of the
why
rarity.
it's
Jerks.
desirable. It is.
Will Panini stick with soccer after they lose football and basketball?
They have to.
So they kept the license for that.
For soccer.
As far as I know.
Okay.
I don't know when that runs out.
If they did, that means they're probably holding on to that Kaboom Pro IP, not giving it to Fanatics.
Interesting.
It may be one of your last chances in the next couple of years to get a Kaboom of your favorite football or basketball player.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Now, moving forward, what would you guys like to see from Kaboom? How would you like to see them develop in the next at least year or two?
Tim, you commented on liking the different background.
Yeah.
With the galactic style star.
Yeah, galactic, atomic, cracked ice, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's just it really shows up when you take a picture. I took a picture of one for a friend for a Kaboom that I had purchased before I was going to send it off to him. And like you catch the light just right, and it really refracts, and it's really cool. It's different from like just the silver sheen of a refractor. It's just something cool about that. But as far as where to go, I mean, Ricky, are you mentioning like referencing like the appearance, the look, the design, or
anything?
Any of it.
What? How could they grow?
I'll tell you where not to go.
Yeah.
Do not add more parallels.
No.
Do not put this in retail products.
No.
At a maximum, you keep gold and green. You've got a few years left. Don't screw it up.
No,
Do not ruin this insert, which has been the most iconic one in the last decade. Don't screw it up.
Far and away, yeah.
What?
I know. Just leave it alone.
Do
right?
nothing.
Just like at work, they've been screwing around a lot of different things for the sake of changing. Always gets worse. Just do nothing.
Sometimes that's
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's okay.
Hold the status quo.
What about a dual Kaboom? Or what about a Von Miller bending Justin Herbert in half as he's sacking him? Kaboom.
So dual Kabooms would be like dual autographs, and we talked about this before. That can screw a card.
Yeah.
You put Vince Young on a card with someone.
Okay, let me throw another example.
Okay.
Joe Montana to what was Clark in the end zone in the Super Bowl.
Dwight Clark.
Yeah.
If you could somehow get the right angle and you just have him in the back.
So iconic legends where their trajectory will not change throughout their career.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, that's and I'm not saying like put like a Tom Brady and a Troy Aikman.
You put the lob from Kobe to Shaq in the Western Conference Finals
like
on
an
there.
image that has to make sense.
Right.
Wow.
Or you do a whole like comic book scene of that, right? You put it horizontal, you draw out the court, you make it go back to the roots, make it a comic book scene. That would be incredible.
What if the parallels were of like kind of like a flip book when you were scribbling? Like you get different parallels for like a different part of the animation.
That would
to
be
complete
cool.
a set.
Baseball cards were infamous for this. Remember they would do, and I think all did it back in the 90s. You'd get those cards that would create a puzzle, a sticker puzzle.
Yeah.
There
you go.
All right.
Six different pieces to put together a big Kaboom.
Put together a story.
Oh, dude.
Right?
That would be impossible to collect,
Like
but would be
combiners
really
and transformers,
cool.
you know, you're making something just monumentally awesome.
Yeah.
or what you were referencing, like you could also maybe do, what do you guys think? I mean, this could make it better or worse, like a front and a back, kind of like the Jordan Kobe East-West refractor.
That was popular in the 90s. Right? We saw a lot of inserts like that back in the 90s. Now, some of those, as I flip through now, like the Stackhouse inserts, I don't want Stackhouse on the back of any of my cards. So you would really have to tailor that to legends and players who I think would be retired, which you could do.
You could do current superstars and legends.
That would make that set
You
make sense, right?
You could.
Oh, that'd be so amazing.
But then you run into the issue of like displaying them again. You know, you'd have to walk by once a week and just flip them all over one time. Rotate them.
Get a rotating thing that just turns.
I still think that you probably do nothing and you preserve it.
Yeah.
You preserve what you have.
I think you're right.
Go out on top.
What do we think might be the next Kaboom insert set? I'm going first because no one talked. Color Blast in Downtown. I took them.
Well, those were the obvious answers. That's why I went,
Yeah.
I was just trying to see if there were any other examples.
I hinted at Downtown a couple weeks ago, and Tim immediately shot back and said, we missed that boat. And you're right, Tim. The price on those has already shot up over the past year.
Yes.
I think the 1-in-1 Downtown specifically looks better than the Donruss and the Optic.
It looks so good.
And those seem to be quite rare.
Yeah.
Rare. They're expensive.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I've had them on my watch list. I have not found one that I could afford.
Would you guys put Color Blast up there as a potential?
I've had a hard time with that. You know, they're expensive and they're rare, but one of them hasn't ever really just grabbed me and said, you have to buy this.
Do you have a sense for why? Like, are they too simple? It's because they're horizontal.
know.
They don't work with the black, I'll say that.
No, the black looks awful. Like from Obsidian, awful. Yeah.
It has to be white.
One thing that Gyula talked about that I think we edited out is that he really tried to pick, or one of the things that was difficult was finding a different pose for each basketball player. Now, he went on a podcast, Pop One, and had a much longer conversation. You can go listen to that podcast. It was earlier this year. And in that podcast, they talked to him about soccer cards and trying to find iconic poses and moments from players. And if you were able to find something like that and put that in the color blast, maybe it would make it pop more. But like seeing Donovan Mitchell dribble a basketball in a white background
Doesn't do it, right?
It doesn't grab me, and I don't.
It's so clean.
Maybe
but
that's it. I'm glad I remembered that. I got halfway through that rant. I forgot what I was talking about.
I'm impressed.
You recovered very well.
It's like Frank the Tank in when he was trying to debate. God, I just woke up. What happened?
Kaboom.
Well done.
All right, guys. Well, please, please, please reach out to the guests that helped contribute to today's show. Yes. Send them a message on Instagram. Thank them for coming on your favorite sports card show. You can reach out to them at GYNEMETHART on Instagram for Gyula.
Yep.
Sports Card Nation Podcast for
John.
And Ross Behrman for the #1 Donovan Mitchell collector.
and for our Domino's pizza.
And #1 Domino's employee Donovan Mitchell collector.
We have never had someone come on and promote Domino's twice on a show.
No.
I'm impressed, frankly.
Yep.
I'm a fan of pizza. All right, guys. For Tim and Chad, this has been another really, really fun show. I am Ricky, the Kaboom, wishing all of you a one of one night.
Let's blow this popsicle stand, boys.
Kaboom?
Yes, Rico. Kaboom.